India's Chief Justice, the highest judicial officer in the entire country, stood in the Supreme Court and said this about unemployed people. Quote, "There are youngsters like cockroaches who do not get any employment or have any place in the profession. Some of them become media, some of them become social media, RTI activists, and they start attacking everyone." 22 million people responded to that. And what happened next is something every person on this planet needs to pause and understand. I'm Nat Schooler, ex-IBM futurist, and I've been interviewing the world's top experts on AI and the future of work for over a decade. And what's happening in India right now is not a meme. It's a preview of what's coming everywhere else. India has a 40-year high in graduate unemployment. 29.1%. Nearly 1 in 3 graduates, people who did everything society told them to do, cannot find work. And here is the number that should stop you cold. That unemployment rate is 9 times higher than for people with no formal education at all. 9 times higher. So people with no formal education have more employment. That is bizarre. So the system is not just failing, it's actively punishing ambition. It's crazy. On the 15th of May, Chief Justice Surya Kant made those remarks in open court. The audio went everywhere within hours. Now, he did issue a clarification the next day. He said the remarks were aimed at fake degree holders entering the legal profession, not unemployed youth broadly. You can decide if you believe that. What is not in dispute is what happened next. Abhijit Dipke, hope I pronounced your name right, a 30-year-old political communications strategist, launched the Cockroach Janta Party the following day, the CJP, the Cockroach People's Party. And within days, 22 million Instagram followers. Over 800,000 signatures demanding the resignation of India's Union Education Minister. They took the insult and they turned it into a political identity. The cockroach, you cannot kill it. It survives everything. That's the point. That's the entire point. And the government response, and here is where it gets very familiar. We know this globally now. I'm not going to say who. The government did what governments do when they don't like what people are saying. They tried to shut it down. National security laws, account blocks. They claimed the movement was a Pakistani bot-driven conspiracy. I've heard this stuff before. Independent analytics, however, have proved that 94.7% of the engagement was entirely organic. Real Indians, real anger, and then the Streisand effect kicked in immediately. Ban it, and you just make it bigger. And this is what happens. New handles on these platforms appeared within hours. Cockroach is back. You cannot stop a movement that has already become an identity. This is the real story. But here is what the mainstream media is completely missing. This is not just a political story about one judge's remarks. This is a jobs story. The repeatable jobs are gone, not declining, gone. Data entry, basic social media management, file clerks, admin workflows. If your job looks the same, exactly the same every single morning, if it's predictable, if it's repeatable, if it's replaceable, software is already doing it for a fraction of the cost. And the education system, it's still training people for a world that doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't exist, yeah? And India's exam infrastructure is collapsing under the weight of it. You've got widespread medical exam paper leaks affecting millions of aspirants, grading portal vulnerabilities, cloud data breaches. The system is failing the very people that it was built to serve. And look, let's connect the dots. The global frame, right? And I want to be clear about something. This is not an India problem. I've spent the last several weeks recording a series on how governments around the world are using AI. India, the UK, the EU, the US, and the pattern is identical everywhere. Grand strategy on paper, frontline collapse in reality. The UK, one of the most ambitious governments in the world, scored 47 out of 100 on the public sector AI adoption index 2026. Sixth place, despite £500 million being spent on sovereign AI investment. The same execution gap, different postcode, and the people who always pay the price are the ones at the bottom of the system. The cockroach mindset. So, what do you actually do with this? Here is what I take from this movement. The cockroach is the right metaphor, not because it's romantic, because it's honest, straight up. You cannot wait for a system that has already decided you are expendable. Look, the reality is we are all absolute beginners now, every single day. The old playbook, learn one skill, sell it for 40 years, is dead. The people who survive this are the ones who treat reinvention as a daily practice, who own their narrative, who build their platform, who do not wait for permission from institutions that are actively failing them. India's Gen Z did not wait. They took an insult and built a movement with it. That is the cockroach mindset. And whether you're in Mumbai, Manchester, Manila, Miami, it doesn't matter. That's the only mindset that works right now. It's a brutal world out there. It's not an easy time for many people. And I also posted a full episode today with Daryl Mann. He's a former chief engineer of Rolls-Royce, one of the sharpest innovation thinkers that I know. And he explains exactly what's going on in the UK government, what they're trying to do, what they have done, what they've shelved, what's working, what's not working in this conversation. And he's explaining also why people are being replaced with AI and why these companies are walking into a trap, and governments as well. And he calls it managed decline. I think it's worth your time. The link will be somewhere around. If this landed with you, make sure you subscribe, and the next one will find you automatically, or you might not see me again. Peace out. Thanks a lot.